Please hold me.
Oh my. Oh, what is that? Heckin'. Oh, what is that in the air? I think people I think people has a bad case of the. I think I see other people having a bad case of the grifter virus. Oh, get that out of my sight. Gotta wear a gosh darn radioactive suit. Ah, better. Hello, everybody. This is Metal, and I'm just gonna rip off the band-aid here. I hate grifters. I hate grifters. I I hate them. They are an absolute plague on YouTube and the internet as a whole. And I'm pretty sure you also hate them too, given that you clicked this video. And thank you for that. Let's share our mutual hatred for these gosh darn bozos that clearly hasn't left their mother's basement and put into perspective on how we got here. You see, it didn't always start off like this, you know. It started off with them slowly just being disinterested and angry at Star Wars, or angry that the shows and movies are simply just being too progressive and having a message, and we being forced to watch this said message and stuff, right? Bull. And this philosophy I've seen permeate and grow ever since 2016, all the way to 2025. I've seen it. I was there in the beginning. I saw this dreadful, rotten, parasitical seed just grow out of the gosh darn ground and fester until now we have so many gosh darn government issues that I don't even want to explain. I don't even want to touch any of that stuff. But I think you all understand this plight and how grifters basically shape the internet now. And I'd argue that they are a big part of the internet and how people were so edgy back in the day during 2011 through 2014, during the old edgy days of YouTube, barring from a few people that were normal people like Filthy Frank and H3 kind of. I don't like H3 or Hassan for that matter. But it's a thin line, and in that case, just hear me out for a second, okay? These people argue, these grifters argue, like this stupid gosh darn ranting revengeance dude that literally doesn't even read manga or comics, or Critical Drinker, which I actually used to sub to. I deeply regret that. He's a terrible person, along with his associates. Completely racist people. And yet, I think about their stances about how stories used to be an escape from reality, as they say. They always theme that messages aren't in a place for stories. But I'd argue that they should be in stories. Because why do you want to escape from reality when instead you read a bunch of stories about reality that are shaped in some way or form? Why do you want to just gut out the messaging and gut out all of the stuff that you basically don't like? For what? For your own gain? So that Everything can be a gosh darn white, all white cast. God, I hate you all. I hate grifters so much with a burning passion. How the heck did we get here? I grew up during a time on YouTube where everyone felt like a community. It still was really bad back in the day. There was a lot of bad parts, you know? Like a lot of the very outdated and edgy jokes that weren't funny at all and just blatantly hate and just harassment and stuff. As well as just it feeling like a very confusing time to get information and sources. But still, at the very least, none of these guys felt as powerful and influential as they are today. And the reason behind this is a bit of an eye opener for me when around 2016, 2018-ish, where I literally opened my eyes and sadly grew up with a lot of this content, this stupid grifter content, which I do not agree with anymore and I am not a part of anymore. I unsubscribed from them and immediately just dashed out of there. Thank freaking God. And then there's today, which I saw them praising manga and praising everything that Japan does, which has its own set of issues. And then a little known manga comes out, Two Halves, which is about a mixed race main character. It looks really cute. Definitely gonna read it sometime. They also deemed this as woke. First it was movies, then it was shows, then comics. But as soon as manga introduces a diverse, really cute, mixed race character in manga, done. Viz Media's quote unquote woke now. Do you guys see the pattern here? It's been mostly just female characters and people of color being ousted for no reason, getting hateful rhetoric and hateful gosh darn comments and jokes made fun of them. And they think that it's cool and funny to just say all this about a new manga. And yet, years ago, they weren't talking like that. They always deemed that manga was the go-to, that manga understood their needs and understood that there shouldn't be messaging in their stories. Newsflash, idiots. They always had messaging in their stories, even in the beginning. Berserk, for example. Need I say more? Mother heckin' Astro Boy had him. X-Men had meaningful messages about gosh darn social issues and politics and segregation. It's literally a segregation allegory. That's what the X-Men were originally made for. They don't care. I just want to say that these grifters, they don't care about you, me, or the stuff that they say. All they want to do is get money, get power, and say the most hateful, racist, frickin' ever. And now they're gonna say stuff about manga. Even though they blatantly stated that manga wasn't supposed to have messaging in the first place. Looking at you, it's a Gundam, piece of shanks. Also, frick you, ranting revengeance and other gosh darn stupid grifters that I don't want to gosh darn name and stupid frick. I hope you all have a good day. I just want to get this rant out of my chest. It's unscripted and stuff, but just know that I hate grifters with a burning passion, and they are ruining discussion online as well as ruining other people's lives online. They have an influence, and they're using that influence for hateful, toxic crap. Support diverse artists, support women, support LGBT people, support indie stuff. Thank you.